I'm Tommy Gibbs, and thanks for taking time to watch this video. I'm going to try to make this as fast and brief as I can because I know how valuable your time is and what a busy schedule we have. But having said that, I want to make sure I cover some really important aspects of this spreadsheet. If you've ever heard me speak at the NADA convention or a state convention or had me in for a workshop or a 20 group meeting for that matter, I talk about several reports that I encourage you to utilize that will really kind of help you see what's going on, and it'll give you some direction about improving your business. And one of those reports is something called 30/30 that I invented. And the bottom line to 30/30 is that it helps you track those cars you sell in the first 30 days of ownership versus those you sell in the second 30 days of ownership. There's a distinct difference in the average gross profit. So if you want to make more gross profit, then you need to sell your cars faster. And I can give you a whole speech on that and a whole section on that, but that's not what I'm here to do today. The other report I talk about is something called the GAP report. It stands for giveaway profit. And what that means is, and I invented that, by the way. I'd like to take credit for it anyhow. That simply means that that's the gap, or the giveaway profit, or gap, is the difference between your internet price and your transaction price. And so what we find today is that we're moving more to being a one-price dealer than a lot of us would like to admit. Some people are adamantly opposed to the concept, but you're really moving in a direction for both new and used cars. So what GAP allows you to do is to keep an eye on how much you're giving up once the customer shows up. Probably 80 to 90% of the people who are shopping for a used car shop using the internet. Therefore, a lot of them are showing up at your dealership because they saw that vehicle priced online at a price they like. They like the car, but they really like the price, and they show up because of the price. And so you can't afford to put a killer price out on the internet designed to drive traffic to your front door and then drop your drawers when they show up. So one of the reports is this GAP report. So I've given you two of the three. And the third and final one is return on investment, or ROI. And again, that's really important to track as well for obvious reasons. And the more we study ROI and pay attention to different aspects of it, the more we realize how critical speed is, regardless of whatever type of cars you might be selling. So this report is laid out pretty simple. I would urge you that if you elect to go with this and you want to utilize it, you'll have to request it from me. I'll send you a link. And the nice thing about it is if you will bookmark the link, I will be able to monitor your activity, and from time to time I'll share a comment or a thought with you about where you're heading. I'll look at it probably every couple of days or so at the very least. Do not, if you do use this, don't put it in your My Drive in Google. It's something called My Drive. Don't store it there if you know what I'm talking about. Don't put it there. Just make it as a bookmark link. And there's many people in your store that you want to have a copy of it or have the link. That's fine. They can go in and make changes or whatever it needs to be done. But again, the nice thing is I'll have access to it. And from time to time, I'll leave you a message. So I might leave you a message. All you have to do is click on this block right here to get the message, hopefully. It says, and this is just a message I put in for the demo. I will point out what you may have missed, what you may be missing or missed. And this message, I have a note here. I'm going to drop it every 24 hours. So if there's a message in there and you haven't read it within 24 hours, then it's not going to be there when you go back to click on message again. So this is the input tab. This thing's pretty darn easy to use. And so here's some deals from July that from an actual dealer. I went ahead and just utilized this dealer's numbers. So these are pretty real numbers. Notice on the spreadsheet, if you would, over here, I've got 4 columns here that you can put in them anything you want. So if there's some other data that you'd like to have in front of you on the spreadsheet, you can enter that data. You can click on here and change this to whatever you want to. You could say auction. Maybe the auction you're going to, because maybe you want to track the various auctions and how you do at certain auctions or whatever. So you can do that. If you scroll down to the last row so we can input something, I'm going to make up a deal here, and I'm going to say stock number is 2345, and I hit the tab button. I'll put the salesman's name in. I'll pretend I'm the salesman, and the customer's name is Smith. And so that date sold goes in here next. You don't have to put the month, the date, and the year. It'll do it automatically. So I'm going to put, we sold it on 7/19. And as you see, when I hit the tab button, it populates the whole field. The internet price, Again, this is going to help populate the other fields. The internet price, let's say we had it on the internet for $15,000. You don't have to put zeros, dollar signs, just hit tab. It populates it for you. And let's say that we actually sold it for $14,000, which obviously means we gave up $1,000 once the customer showed up. And we're going to pretend that we had $13,000 in the car. And the next section here is asking you for the front gross. Now, the reason I didn't have this automatically populated for you, because in theory, you could take the transaction amount and the cost of the sale, and that would do the math for you. But oftentimes we have funky things going on with our accounting and how gross is calculated. You may have an over allowance, you may have under allowed someone on the transaction. A lot of things could go on, and you might actually want to include F&I in this number. And if you did, that's fine. It's going to then calculate F&I when it calculates all these other fields, and certainly ROI is going to be impacted. Just as a sidebar, the goal or objective you're trying to hit with return on investment is 110% if you're using front gross only. Now, if you're one of those people who want to include F&I, that's fine. You can do that, but your target or your goal needs to be changed to probably 210 or 220%, or whatever it may be. So it's going to be about double whatever the number is. So in this example, we're going to say we made $1,000 front gross, and we held this car, let's pretend, for 45 days. And so it's going to populate all those fields for you. So now we can go take a look at the reports. The first report we're going to look at is what impacts this having on 30/30. So you can see this particular dealership, when you scan through this, is selling fewer cars under 30 days old than over 30 days old. And here's something for you to think about as you think about 30/30. If you look at your current inventory right now, you've got a lot of units already over 30 days old. That's probably going to impact your gross profit, at least your average gross profit, in a negative manner. Here's the deal we just entered here. You can see it right there, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the deal. This dealership, it shows you over here that this dealership is averaging $1,380 for every time they sell a car under 30. Over 30, it's $764. So there's a difference of $616. And they've sold 44%, here they are here, under 30 days old, and 56% of their cars are being sold over 30. Really, you'd like to at the very least, reverse that and move this number up as high as you possibly can. So I want to caution you here, if you're using this sheet, each month you'll need to change the month for the appropriate month. Otherwise, when you look at these reports, it's going to be giving you whatever month you happen to see here. So this drop-down box right here, hopefully, if I click on it enough times, it'll pop up here. Bear with me. There it is. I have to double click it, I guess. If you click on that, then you can go to whatever month that you're in. So if I was to have put June in here, then, or another month that we haven't utilized, then it's not going to give you any data for that. So let's go to the gap report. And that's the giveaway profit report. So it shows the stock number, the salesperson's name, the customer, the sold date, the internet price, transaction price, and what it was on that deal. And that last deal we put in, I'm going to scroll down to it. There's that last deal that we put in. And so this dealership's average gap, by the way, is $40.07. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. Now, again, you can sort these columns and take a look at this stuff any way you want to. You could sort it by ascending or descending, however you want to put it in there, you can do that. But this is a key number for you to keep your eye on right here. And remember, the more you can improve your gap, the more you actually improve in gross profit. And then we go to the return on investment report. Same drill here. We can sort this by anything that we want to. Front gross, cost of sale, days in inventory, turns per day, blah, blah, blah. And over here, we could do the same thing, ascending or descending. So this one is set up certainly by the date. And you can see that last transaction that I put in there. Let's see where it is. So that doesn't look right. That's not the last transaction. Let's see how we've sorted this. Bear with me here. We've sorted this by ROI. So this is interesting. We've sorted this by ROI, and you can see these are the worst ROIs. You can see how bad they are. And you come down to the very best one, which is going to be at the end here, and it's 13086. And again, you could sort this any way you want to. We just happen to have this one sorted by ROI. Probably starting out, you'd want to probably sort it by. You'd probably want to sort it by the date. Let's see if we can find date sold. That would probably be the easiest way right now. And now it's sorted by date sold. And that deal that I put in there a little while ago, if I can find it, That's the deal that I put in. Remember, we made only $1,000. The return on investment is 62.4%. Obviously, the number of days in stock hurt it. But I'll tell you, it's really fun and interesting to start to sort this by different columns, and you'll learn some interesting things. And then we can go to the data report, which shows us everything that's been going on. So it shows us that our average internet price is $14,694. Average transaction amount, $14,700. Our average gap, we saw that earlier, was $40. Average cost of sales, $13,700. Your average front gross is $1,036. Average days in stock, 36.3. Your average rate of return, not that important for you to know rate of return. Don't pay too much attention to that. Number of turns per year, we're now getting 14.9. And our average ROI is 227%. Look, this is a really slick form. I'm excited about it because it gives me an opportunity to help you if you want the help or not. So if you're interested in this form, if you send me an email, I'll set it up for your store. I'll have to make some adjustments for your store to make sure you can make the changes you need to make in the entries. But if you're interested, let me know. Thanks for taking time to watch the video. Have a great day.